Hello and welcome. Today we are tackling a fundamental question in electrical engineering that often causes confusion. Can power factor ever actually exceed 1? We'll be exploring the math, the physics, and the common misconceptions behind the unity limit. Defining power factor. To answer this, we first need to define what power factor actually is. It's simply the ratio of real power, the kilowatts doing actual work, to apparent power, the total kVA supplied by the source. Mathematically, this is also expressed as the cosine of the phase angle, theta, between voltage and current. The power triangle. Visually, we represent this relationship with the power triangle. Real power forms the base, reactive power is the height, and apparent power is the hypotenuse. Because the hypotenuse represents the vector sum of the other two, it is geometrically impossible for the base to be longer than the hypotenuse. The mathematical limit. This brings us to the hard mathematical limit. Since power factor is equivalent to the cosine of an angle, and the cosine function strictly oscillates between -1 and +1, the magnitude of power factor can never physically exceed 1.0. The unity limit, Pf is equal to 1, the maximum theoretical value is called unity. This occurs in a purely resistive circuit, like a heater, where voltage and current are perfectly in phase. At this point, efficiency is 100%, meaning every bit of apparent power supplied is being converted into useful work. Leading versus lagging. In the real world, we deal with lagging or leading power factors. Inductive loads like motors cause current to lag, while capacitive loads cause it to lead. However, regardless of the direction, the power factor value itself remains a decimal between 0 and 1. The role of reactive power. Why is it usually less than 1? Because of reactive power. Devices like this electric motor require magnetic fields to operate. Creating those fields consumes reactive power, which does no work at the shaft but still draws current from the utility, lowering the ratio. Common misconceptions. So, where does the myth come from? Often, it's confusion with service factor. A motor might have a service factor of 1.15, meaning it can be overloaded by 15%. But this is an entirely different metric than power factor, which acts as a strict efficiency limit. Can it be negative? Now, you might see a negative sign on a meter. This doesn't mean the value has exceeded 1, it simply indicates reverse power flow. This happens in scenarios like solar generation, where a building generates more power than it uses, pushing energy back into the grid. The cost of low PF. Why does this matter? As this chart shows, a lower power factor is expensive. To get the same 100 kilowatts of work, a system with a 0.5 power factor requires double the current, 200 kVA, compared to a system running at unity. This strains infrastructure and increases costs. The verdict. In conclusion, the power factor is a ratio of effectiveness. Since you can never extract more useful energy than the total energy put into the system, a power factor greater than 1 is an electrical impossibility. Q&A. Thank you for your time. I hope this clarifies the unity limit. I'm happy to take any questions you might have.